That doesn't sound as good, but you know, I'll superimpose
Try
it.
it closer to the speaker.
That's a bit better.
Go on.
Well, hang on. That's panorama kind of left-right kind of things there. Anyway, welcome to Off the Stage Podcast. It's the show where we take musicians off the stage and into the pub to talk about the ins and outs of the music
We have
world.
too many mics plugged in, so James has to improvise with a soundboard.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, I'm James Berry. This is Conor Michael. And today we have... Oh, I can't see me bloody soundboard things with the claps. Hang on, where's me claps? Loud. Oh, that's the one. We have Camel Island.
Live studio audience.
I know, well, that's what it feels like. That's actually writers who do that. Every now and then someone does like a soundboard thing for us, so maybe you could do one.
We say that every week, nobody else does.
Yeah. I got Kewan's one, but I haven't put it on the soundboard yet. I'll do it in the second break.
Yeah, cool.
Aye.
This is cool because not everyone has headphones, and the only thing you need them for is a soundboard. But we've got a mic,
Yeah.
It's out loud this time.
Pretty much. So what we normally do, first question, most important one. I don't know if you've seen the podcast before. What are you drinking?
Well, we're gonna have Madry, but Madry's off, so we're drinking.
That's a mint glass. That.
ABK, which is a German Helles. He said.
Oh.
You've done your research.
That's what he said to me.
It's very nice.
That's
And
cool.
the only reason I picked that one is because I've had Camden Hells, and that sounds similar.
Yeah, it's about. Yeah. It's probably not.
Seems about right.
It's probably the same. They probably steal ingredients from each other. It wouldn't surprise us.
Yeah.
Gone slightly different.
Yeah, just went with a Budweiser. Just stuff pretty standard.
Fine with.
That's good. I like guess on yours.
I always get a mystery. Well, he always says, "Do you want a drink?" I was like, what do you want? Mystery drink. So this is another mystery drink. This is quite a hazy one. Hang on.
Don't drink it too quick. It's a 6.3%.
Bloody hell, that tastes like a 6.3%. I don't know what that is.
I took a photo to remember what it is this time.
Yeah.
I'll buy a pint downstairs, come up and go, this is, I can't remember what it is.
It's like a really strong beer.
It's an English IPA.
English IPA. Oh my god.
Called Beartown.
Beartown.
And it's
Oh, that's a cool little.
a nice little bear. Oh,
Yeah.
a grizzly bear.
Lovely.
That's a throwback, isn't it?
Oh, do you
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not,
That's a good
I'll not
story.
drink that
I've
too
just got a
fast.
black currant tart.
Blackcurrant tart. Is that like a sour or something? Honestly, I've got a really bad cold.
It's not
You
a
don't
cold,
wanna be-
James, you just overworked yourself.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we had a big, busy weekend of cover gigs, sadly. To the point where we did a duo on, was it Saturday night? Sunday
Yeah.
night.
Sunday nights, yeah. I'm getting them mixed up.
And we were like 4 songs in, and I went for a note really high, and I nearly passed out on stage. It was a great crack. Like my vision went, my hearing went, I was numb in the arms, couldn't do it, and I was just stuck on the C chord. Like it should be a G now. If I do anything else, I'm going to die. And James pretty much carried the gig. all the
I
way through.
noticed that, although I did most of the songs, but you tried them, and the song that just made me laugh was when you tried to do Three
Marley.
Little Birds. So you were like nearly crying, like every little thing. It's like really trying to convince yourself.
Sometimes you've got to like mind motivate yourself. Yeah.
We were sort of in a similar boat on Sunday because
Yeah.
we do like we're original gigs, but we also do like cover gigs
nice,
as well.
yeah.
Graft.
But then I was also at work all of Saturday and all of Sunday.
So you knackered.
So I felt like I was going to pass out on stage.
Yeah.
You still,
It's
the
just
thing is
exhaustion, innit?
when you do that, you go full tilt, don't you? You just kind of like, I got to do more.
In between the sets, I was literally just sat on my own on the stage trying to conserve as much energy as possible. So that
We do a dangerous thing where we don't take a break. We just do the 2 hours. So we go, right, let's do this. And
Although we had a good shout out to I can't remember what you looked like, but usually so we'll play this place called Filthy's in the big market,
yeah.
and it's like it starts at 12:30, it finishes at like 2:45, and every now and then if someone wants like a request, they don't actually ask for the request, they put it on the phone and they like
show it up,
they show it, so you either go yeah, no. You know, this guy put up the thing's like, oh, what the hell's he after? Anyway, the thing says, Off the Stage Podcast is elite. I was like, oh, being noticed by the podcast. So I was like, so thank you, kind stranger. If you're watching, it's a shout out. Give us a comment. We'll give you a shout out next.
would have pressed the clap applause, but James trying to figure out the soundboard is disastrous.
Hey! It's guesswork. That was just luck.
So usually I kind of prep the episodes, but I didn't. So The quirky thing about myself is I don't know a great deal about the music scene or music, and the fact that I've got an entire career out of it is an absolute miracle. Right? And the fact we've got a very successful podcast, crazy. Your name as a band, I've seen quite a lot because we do a gig guide every week. We kind of push what's coming out next week, etc. But this episode is pretty much going to be me kind of getting to know who you are, which I presume works well for the audience. Yeah, it's kind of works.
That's the way we do it.
So individually, who are you? What do you do for the band? And what? Yeah.
I'm Jay, and I'm the bassist in the band.
I'm Dan. I play lead guitar and do backing vocals.
I'm William, and I'm the lead singer and rhythm guitarist.
I'm Alex, and I'm the drummer.
Nice one.
We had a band on a few months back, Near Electrics, and when they did that, like, we do this and this, they also had like individual parts to the band. So like one was doing like the marketing, one did like the social media kind of thing. Does anyone have like a specific role outside of the music?
It's pretty much me. Not gonna lie.
You're the head honcho.
Yeah.
So is it your band that you started?
I would never say it's my band.
I will phrase it. So did you like start the band? Is it your kind of?
I guess back in like 2017 or 18. But that was way before we did any gigs.
Yeah.
And none of these were in it at that point. So.
It's quite noble. You actually say like, no, it's not my band. It's because it's.
Well, I think we sort of run it on a sort of unanimous system. If not everyone's agreed, we won't do something.
That's cool.
Generally.
So how long have the other guys been in the band then? Did you all join at the same time as each other, or were you just like...
No, it's...
Pretty much the whole time we've been in together, and then like I think a year after me and Alex joined, Dan joined the band. But
I would say Alex was slightly before Jay, because Jay didn't even play
couple months
bass when we asked him to join. So
usually the
case. There was a couple of months leading up to Jay joining where he really quickly learned how to play.
I didn't know how to play guitar either though, so I'm not just one of those like guitarists.
You can play saxophone.
Like,
you just wanted to be in a band and you thought,
I just
he's
thought,
asked.
Might as well, yeah.
But it's a good way to find members, like, because especially like with bassists and drummers, they're always the hardest to come by. So if you can find someone who's like not in any other bands and willing to learn, then you've got.
Well, the thing is, we've known each other since we were like 5.
Like
we met Dan when we were like 14.
Yeah. You're like the same age group then, like same school year and stuff like that.
Yeah. Literally, me and Jay have been in the same class since year 2 or something. Yeah.
So how did you meet Dan? Was it like a different?
Sort of when we moved to secondary school, one of my new friends was friends with Dan, and then sort of gradually from like year 7 to year 9, we gradually grew closer.
It was because for 1 year I got moved into like their classes, and like I didn't know anyone in their classes at the point, so I think I just
forget that you were even in those
classes. For 1 year I was in all their classes, so I made friends with them. Then joined the band.
Now we're here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
An off the stage podcast. It's peaked.
Exactly. All downhill from here.
But yeah, so on the gig guide we see you quite a lot. I think from the top of my head it's mainly been like support slots and stuff.
So far, yeah.
How do you guys go around getting support slots? Do you message the venues? Do you message the acts? Do you have like a management team that push you through?
Most of the time I've just emailed venues sort of asking if they'll give it a shot, and Ben Richardson from Independent's been really helpful, and along with Chris as well.
Yeah.
Ben was one of the first people to reply, and got what on at the brand new club at Independent, and then he messaged her after that and said, "Do you want to support this band?" I don't know where they're from, but they were called the Utopiates, and we ended up supporting them about a month ago.
Yeah.
And so most of our gigs in Sunderland have been through Ben.
Oh, right.
To be honest,
yeah. It's a good connection.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, very good connection.
But I guess we're slowly starting to sort of become acquainted with other bands.
Well, you definitely get your name out there. So like, do you do many like cover gigs?
Yeah, we're pretty much at the minute we're trying to get 2 gigs a week, whether it's covers or original.
Yeah, and that's really good, because as I say, like you learn so much quicker doing covers, because it's obviously everyone can learn it individually. Then you do the practice. You do find yourself just being much tighter and stuff as a band, and you can see it actually. Like I mean, I saw you at the Vaux when you played last month or something like that. I think it was last month. But you just look like a proper full unit, like really.
Thank you very much. That's good. I'm glad that's that's coming across.
So if somebody booked you in for a headline show and say like it was going to be a sellout, you didn't have to do the work.
Well,
and they say you've got an hour and a half Do you have that of original material to play live?
Probably not an hour and a half. I think we've got about
slower.
Yeah, if we play
played them a couple of times. Yeah, we've probably got about 45
40
to 50
minutes,
minutes
probably.
of original material.
Still a good length set. to be
Yeah,
fair.
but I guess we're so well versed in the covers that we do.
You can mix it up. You can do like
Yeah.
2 originals or 3 originals, and then you shove in a cover there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
filler. Although you could do what I do, just chat shit for 10 minutes, and then just like,
Swap
feel
halfway
like-
through a song and take a photo shoot.
yeah.
It's not a joke. That was the last gig he did. It was just mid-song, right, guys? Let's take a photo shoot, and he had a different background noise when he's on stage posing. And
Well, to be fair with that gig, it was supposed to be a half an hour slot because we were going to get a support act on.
Right.
So we practiced a half an hour slot. It's quite a new band. We've only had 2 practices and a few gigs, so we're not like we don't have a huge repertoire. And it's like actually no, it's 45 minutes now. It's like oh, shit, I'm gonna have to somehow fill these 15 minutes. So that was a midway through the song. I thought I'd do a little bit of a photo shoot thing
Just to sort of
just to fill it out.
eat up some of
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
But people seem to like it, so I'm like, oh,
Done really well.
I'll do that again.
I feel like most of the time when I start rambling on, like he's just get embarrassed and like
Yeah, I
trying to
feel-
start the song.
I feel that as well. I feel like because I don't say I just chat shit so much. That's why I probably got a podcast because like I just talk and I think I bore myself sometimes.
doing really good considering you said you got no voice today.
Yeah, I did honestly this morning. I had no voice at all.
Yeah.
It's starting. This is actually helping. To be fair, who knew just beer would have helped with
Helps with a lot of things.
it does.
That's it. I was drinking water on the weekend.
That's where you went wrong.
Everyone knows Guinness. I wouldn't have passed out. So as well as obviously doing shows and stuff, do you have stuff online? Have you
Like-
ever released any singles yet?
Yeah, we've got 2 singles out. One of them is called Autopilot, and that came out in February. And then we had one out at the very end of March, but it was basically May.
Yeah.
Not May. April. That's not how the months work. That one's called Too Soon. And to be honest, we've got quite a few recorded. It's just sort of trying to figure out what to do with them and when to release them.
Aye.
They're just coming out as like singles rather than like an album later.
I think so, because I think we'll want with debut album to be something a bit bigger, and hopefully if we can build up a bit more of a fan base before we release like a full length LP. Well,
Yeah.
we probably won't press any vinyls, like, but
You never know. It's becoming a thing.
Thing
like,
is that's the ultimate
Cassette
thing now.
tapes.
Like cassette tapes
They're
are
making
coming
it
back.
big. Coming back now.
yeah.
But vinyls, they're just so flipping expensive. Like I wish you could, because you can't just buy like 10 vinyls. You have to buy like 100, and they cost like
It's expensive.
they cost like 10 quid each to press. So it's like 1,000 quid. Who the hell has £1,000 just like lying around? Well, some people do, but I mean, as normal folk don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to do like a Just Ask James or something.
Do you have any ready?
No, I don't, but I can get some.
So Just Ask James is basically online. There's a bunch of like people who have queries, and we try to fix them queries, not very successfully.
I think you saw you do it with Labyrinthine Oceans last week. Yeah.
I've actually
Like a bit of an agony aunt sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a good one that we could probably have a good tip for.
Okay.
This one comes from user Tomb Toad. I love the usernames. I don't know how. Actually, I'll just say things. So the question is tips for playing late night gigs. Just as we were talking about filthies there. So it goes. Does anybody have any tips for helping me get through late gigs? I also start to slow down and lose my drive as the night goes on. I feel your pain. Seems so hard to keep my energy up during a gig sometimes. How late is you? What's the latest gig you've ever
I
played?
feel like 9 p.m. starts like the latest.
That's the standard.
We've never really done anything into the.
We did
early hours.
a New Year gig.
Oh yeah.
It was on like New Year's Eve,
Yeah.
and it went on late. But
We were a
Did
bit
you-
drunk.
we were drunk.
Did you do it after? Did you play after the New
No,
Year?
No,
we played,
was-
like pretty much just before.
Just before.
Yeah,
So we got off because I think the pub that we were playing at didn't have a license till past midnight.
Oh,
so
I saw.
it was literally like just before midnight, and then everyone sort of celebrated the New Year together.
That's nice.
It was good. It was good. The book were in for like the next few years, so we're sort of tied down to that.
Yeah.
But it's
It's just a good laugh,
It's a
really.
good
fun,
laugh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And
get pissed.
a lot of family as well. So
Oh, right. So that's
so you don't really have to be
quite
on your
local
top
for you as well?
performance. Yeah, it's just over the road from him.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, that's
No,
easy
no,
then.
every-
Everyone-
Isn't
everyone-
that worse than
Everyone-
like go to a
everyone-
different county to do a gig and like, right, now go back home for New Year's and late night gigs.
Yeah.
I always have a can of Red Bull on standby and I just down that mid set.
Yeah, to be
Then
honest,
do a crazy mashup between Belter, Psycho Killer and Tribute.
yeah, just you've got to find when you're flagging, and that's when you've got to do your most upbeat song.
Yeah.
Because that's when you get your adrenaline back up pumping. I usually bring an energy drink, but I never actually drink it because I'm quite concerned that if I have an energy drink
You'll
at like
sleep.
at 2 a.m, you're like you'll never get to sleep.
Yeah.
And usually I've got early starts in the morning. I'm very conscious, especially in my old age
Mine's the
now.
opposite. If I down it at 2 o'clock, it'll get us through the gig and I'll be asleep by like 3:15. But I'll wake up about 6:30.
Yeah.
That's it for the next day.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, why are you so tired the next day? Well, I'm doing 20 hours work with 4 hours sleep. It's crazy.
Water's definitely. Usually they say not beer. Beer tends to make you tired, but like.
I would recommend either some form of energy drink or nap during the day. So if I've got like a bunch of late gigs, I'm going for bed for like 6 till 8 and then you're out.
Like 21 minutes. That's the scientific thing for a nap. It's a perfect nap time. 21 minutes. Any more than that, or at least like half an hour. Any more than that, then your body gets into like REM sleep. I don't know why I'm telling you these like stupid fucking facts, but but you get it makes your body tells you that you
That's
need to
like the
sleep
deep
more,
sleep.
Yeah.
so that you get even more tired. But you do 21 minutes. I don't know why this suggests there must be some sort of scientific method to suggest 21 minutes, but 21 minutes is the perfect nap time.
Well, there
So
you go.
when you're next napping, just set an alarm for 21 minutes
I
time.
won't.
Snooze is also the worst thing you can do. You know, when you get up in the morning and you snooze for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I do that way too much, and it's like me sleep at the minute's terrible.
Yeah.
The worst
Because
thing
I
I hate.
oversleep, I think.
Just
Because I keep going back to sleep.
well, set your snooze for 21 minutes. And you'll be
Little nap,
to sleep
just
and nap.
yeah, a nap after sleep. There
The
we
worst
go.
thing I get sucked into is the whole doom scrolling.
Oh,
Oh, check my
yeah.
phone. Oh, notification. Oh, what's that? Fuck's that? To do it 45 minutes later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Fuck.
I do that all the time.
Hate it.
I do it at work as well. I shouldn't really say that, should I? So,
So I just paying a gig just there.
really busy, but it's you because it's Monday's always my busiest day, and then it's your admin day, so you're always messaging about gigs and stuff. So then I end up going on like a little kind of like rabbit hole into like different feeds and stuff like that. Then before you know it's dinner time, you're like, oh shit, I haven't done anything.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing that sort of brings us out of that is I start noticing that I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that sort of snaps us out of like the doom scrolling.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know? I never asked. What kind of music do you guys play as a band?
It's like indie rock,
Alternative rock.
alternative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
band do you strive to be? Like, who's your inspirations?
Well, mine's like, I guess Foo Fighters got us into it, and they were sort of the driving factor for early years. But now I'm just obsessed with Radiohead.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get enough of anything Tom York does. It's just, I think that's who I strive to be.
Was it you who did you do it to yourself?
No, that was Labyrinthine
Yeah, I was
Emotions
going to
they
say.
did
I
just,
thought
yeah.
I was just. You mentioned Radiohead there. I was like, I'm sure I heard.
We
one of
have
these-
played
played
it
it
once.
before the game. We did play that once, but
I don't
yeah.
think it went very well. But
Yeah.
I tell you what song you did really well. So, Can't Stand Losing You. I was really impressed with that.
Yeah.
It's like the harmonies and everything were just like. I was like, hey God.
I was so
Ye
glad
God.
when he started doing these harmonies.
oh yeah,
'cause
because
for ages
I
we
didn't do backing
didn't.
vocals until like not that long ago, really.
It's like a year.
Yeah.
About a year.
Yeah.
But
Is that a thing where you didn't need the backing vocals, or were you just not confident enough to try it?
It's just that I never tried singing until like.
Jay tried backing vocals once or
It's
twice.
Yeah.
like the thing is with me, I struggle to play while or sing while playing. Sorry, it's like I don't know why. I don't have the natural
it's,
ability to do that.
It's practice basically.
Yeah.
Once you get it, then you never lose it. But it's just like
Yeah.
if you do practice it and keep trying it,
Pushing through, like
you'll find one time it'll just click. You think, how the hell did I not be able to do that before?
Yeah.
It's like it's a
Yeah.
weird
Yeah,
feeling.
definitely.
Doesn't help that you jump in between instruments. Not many people can play sax and sing. Although that would be a talent.
Yeah, would I?
yeah, we should start bringing saxophone into a band.
I
And
don't know,
trumpet.
yeah.
You play trumpet.
I do, yeah.
Technically,
Well, I
Brass
used to.
band.
Yeah, I say we'll play these. We haven't played
I don't
these.
think I could
fine.
play.
Yeah.
I don't think I could play saxophone now at all. I wouldn't have the
Embouchure.
lungs for it. No.
Yeah, just last one before we finish the pods. So, if you guys had to watch, or you could choose any sort of biopic or documentary of a band, musician, etc., who would you choose to watch?
Existing or not
That'd be right.
existing? Who's got like an interesting story?
I think a Metallica one would be really interesting.
No.
It's like the amount of lineup changes and everything they've had. I think that'd be quite interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That
I
would
want
be-
something like a bit gritty. Like,
That would be great.
well, yeah, I guess it would actually. Yeah.
The guy died.
Cliff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
What, in Metallica?
The
Cliff
original
Burn.
The original
bassist.
basis.
Oh, did he? Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, no,
They were on tour and like the bus, he fell out of the window and the bus fell on top of him.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Him and the guitarist had like I think they had like a card game or something to determine who got the bed that night, and like the bassist won, and he got the bed he wanted to stay in. And ended up, yeah, not in the
Yeah.
not the end.
I don't know. I feel like I'd probably just say Radiohead because I love Radiohead, but they probably don't have that much of an interesting story.
No, yeah, they
It's
just seem
probably
seem
quite-
incredibly boring, don't they? Like this kind of.
They got a bit depressed during one of the tours. That's probably about as deep as it gets.
No one died on a bus.
Maybe I guess.
I
No,
read,
but Nirvana do have biopics, don't they?
I
Yeah.
read Scar Tissue by Anthony Kiedis, and I think like a documentary about the Chili Peppers might be quite interesting.
That would be.
Yeah, because I don't think there is.
Actually, yeah.
There isn't really a Chili
But
Peppers
A
document.
biopic would be even.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chili Peppers one would be quite interesting because they were. Because I don't think there's any like. I don't feel as much like up and coming bands that like have that like story, like kind of, I don't know, trying to think of the word, like notoriety about them. Chili Peppers do, but it's hard, isn't it? Because you don't know what happens. A lot of places like in closed doors and stuff.
Yeah.
All you hear is like.
I think with like everyone who sort of made it in like LA, that's quite like a eccentric place anyway. So like they've all got mega stories, but I guess probably most bands have interesting stories behind them. It's just whether you hear
some of them are never
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
Probably
Red Hot Chili Peppers is a good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
that is.
Yeah.
I'd go see that.
Cool.
Who would play Anthony Kiedis? Timothy Chalamet. It's just a joke that I have with my wife. I just choose Timothy Chalamet for
anyone,
everything.
yeah.
He's actually playing Bob Dylan in an upcoming
Oh
band.
yeah.
Your perfect one, that.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say. Just Timothy Chalamet. You can play the whole band. Just kind of.
Cool. We'll leave that for part one. We'll come back and have like random pub chats and stuff. James has got a great burglar story, and we'll see you in part two.
Oh, I do. Oh man.
Hold on, we'll just wait for James to.
You know what? I've
Do
got
the
the sound.
applause.
I've got the soundboard right, and it's not paid for, so it have adverts on every now and then. Hang on, there we go. Season the brick.
Most successful podcast in the northeast. Right, successful music podcast.
Hello there! Hi guys. We are here to tell you about our festival. On the 17th of June this year, from 2 o'clock at the Ship Isis, we are hosting our very first Off the Stage Fest. We certainly James, are. tell them who we've got. We have headlining the Neoelectrics. Woo! Most people go headline last, but go on. We've all. I don't know how to do this. It's the first festival we've bloody hosted. We have Yuma, Sam Shields, Josh Hennigan, Philip Jonathan, Black Moss, Electric Circus, and Fire Lady Luck. And then on our final 3 acts of the night, we have
Fail to Ignite.
LN. And who's headlining, James?
The Neoelectrics.
Ah, you never heard that before. It's going to be no fixed fee. You just walk in, you pay a donation, whether you want to pay a penny or you want to pay £1 million or even more, by all means. We don't take a cut. It all goes to the acts. If you pay $1 million, we might take a little sample. But realistically, no, we're not going to take anything. It's going to be given to the acts, split equally, and there'll be a separate tip jar as well on the stage. If you can make it all day, make it all day. If you can't, Doors open at 2. Well, doors probably open like 1:30, really.
Yeah,
the first
1:30.
act's on at 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of all we need to say.
Yeah,
Turn
I
up,
just-
Ship Isis and
yeah.
Sunderland.
And
17th of
this
June.
camera's fucking wonky, I've just realised.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
you look taller for once.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
And yeah, either enjoy the rest of the pod, or I hope you enjoyed the episode. I don't know where this clip comes into it.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll see you on the 17th of June.
See you later.
Just you learning songs for
Oh yeah,
covers.
yeah.
Kind of, yeah, that's what you do though. You just, how does it start, how does it end, everything else in the middle is just,
A 4/4 beat.
yeah, exactly, yeah. It's all our drummer does anyway. It's just
Yeah.
like,
I have a feeling my food might arrive like halfway
Interrupt.
through this.
oh,
That's
don't
fine.
worry.
It's always funny content.
It's always, yeah, it's always quite hilarious because it's usually they have like the shocked look. They go, oh God, have I walked in the wrong place? You go, no, it's for us. But anyway, oh shit, let me get the soundboard. Right, are we ready to rock and roll, so to speak? Right, oh, there we go.
That's me.
Look at that. That is a
Thank
feast.
Cheers. Whoa, that's a lot more than I thought.
Is that
I
just
can
for
help you out if you need.
I might share some of it.
I love the chicken here, by the way. It's actually really nice.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been to Downcast Studios.
I haven't, but I've heard
Gateshead.
they have food on and stuff
They
now,
had
don't
really
they?
nice food. We played there the other day, like for a little Battle of the Bands thing.
Oh yeah, I haven't done a battle of the bands in ages. I got sick of them because like we didn't really have many like friends who came down to see
I
us.
feel like
That's
it's
all
very
it is,
dependent on how
That's-
many people you bring.
Yeah, because it's a voting system, so it's like
Yeah.
doesn't matter how good you are. Like you obviously your friends, are, but that's the way that they're designed. They're designed for people that I don't know if you. I mean, is there like ticket sales or something for this one?
Yeah.
Not,
Oh,
not
yeah,
many
the-
people really showed up though, so
Well, we had two
Kind of
two of our
lucky.
friends who showed up.
Oh right, so
That's probably why we won.
oh did you win it?
Well, we won like that.
That round, aye. That's because I used to do a few of them back in the day, but it was just generally like
You want to
you sell tickets. The more
spicy
tickets you sell,
for you.
Spicy.
the more
Well,
people are going to vote for you,
Yeah.
I'll try a bit.
and that's
you can have a
basically
bit
it.
if you want. I'll cut a bit off.
Right, so I hope you don't mind, but
Yeah.
we're gonna. In fact, we've already started. To be fair, like, but I'm just gonna. Yeah,
It's been a great episode.
And that little bit of
Yeah, that's it for part 2.
the thing is, like, I like to kind of sneakily record just
that's all hot
because
sauce,
you know.
isn't it?
It's
That's
funny.
yawning in the background.
Yeah, you're just like.
Oh, God, let me go. What a day.
But anyway, well, okay, so let's get the. Hang on. Right, and welcome back. Don't worry, you can eat all you want. Just
Oh, I'm so dazed.
see, because we can't resist. Because he hasn't had any dinner. It's not as if we've never done that before. But,
I had a great Greg's in between my 4 gigs on the weekend though. That was good.
oh, you're nice. Oh.
Actually, that's
Well, I mean, honestly, the chicken here though. This is one thing I'd off the stage sponsors. It's sponsored by Wildfire Pizzas. But it's honestly the chicken here is absolutely lovely with the chips and stuff like that. If anybody, it's every Tuesday they do. I think it's Wednesday as well. Actually, we've got them. Is it Wednesday and Tuesday? It's definitely a Tuesday. Joe's Fried Chicken and Wildfire Pizza. Get yourself down to the ISIS.
It is very nice.
It is, yeah. They've also got vegan options if you're that way inclined.
What kind of podcast do you think this is,
I
Jim?
don't know. I'm riffing.
I noticed.
Yeah.
Just so that we can let you eat for a little bit, James has got a great story about a burglar.
Oh yeah, well, a shoplifter. I don't know. Should I talk about this because it's like an ongoing investigation? I've just realised.
I think we should always talk about ongoing investigations.
Yeah. I might have just scuppered the case, but
Hopefully one of the jury members is going to be a fan of the podcast.
yeah. No, well, we obviously because I work in Durham, and Durham is like prolific with like, well, you get there's a specific group of like, but they're not they pretend to be homeless, they beg and stuff like that, but they're not really homeless. They're just like they're a bit scruffy, and because Durham, it's like all like poshy students, they get an absolute fortune. But a lot of the time, you get the scallywags kind of coming in, and these two that came in the shop today, like I've never seen it before. Usually they're quite like they'll have something and then they'll ask to try it on, and then they'll try and like take the tag off and they'll sneak it into a bag and try and walk out. Well, this guy just walked in, walked upstairs, grabbed a bunch of stuff, put it in his pocket, and just walked out. I was just like, you can't flip and do that. He's like, so I'm trying to chase him down. I'm like, but the thing is, like, what they do is, like, if you touch them, then they'll try and like prosecute you for like assault. And it's like, oh, that's assault. And it's like, so you can't really like do anything. So they think. Anyway, it's a fitness shop that I work at.
As you can tell.
Yeah, I know. I'm just the opposite of fit, to be honest. Like, I'm so bad. But anyway, I dress the part. You know, I've got my trackies on and I've got my running shoes and stuff like that. Anyway, he tries to like escape, so I like chase after him, and he just keeps running. And because I can't actually physically go next to him, because if I do anything, he'll be like, "Oh, I'm going to do you for assault." I just kind of go, "You run all you want, but I work in a fitness shop. I can outrun you, no problem." Completely bluffing, because like I was like, but I called his bluff because eventually stopped, and he gave us a few things back. And I was like,
Not all of them.
well, he started running, but he started taking the stuff off, like threw it at us in the hope that kind of like it would catch, like you know, when it's like you see like the cartoons where they're trying to throw the sausages for the dogs to like distract them. I think it was like kind of that, but obviously it didn't put us off because I still
got a few of them back.
I got a few stuff back, and anyway, eventually, like he's starting to get a bit agitated, a bit like aggressive. So I was like, oh, you know what? You don't know what these people are like. I don't know if they reference using the. I don't suppose any of you watch Only Fools and Horses, do you?
I used to. Yeah.
Oh,
Did you?
Yeah.
well, there was a famous thing where there was a shoplifter, and Rodney chased the shoplifter all the way around, and he got him cornered into like a back alley, and they were like engaging each other, and then Rodney's face started changing, and the shoplifter started chasing after him.
I feel like I have seen that somewhere.
That was kind of going in the back of my mind. I was like, oh, he doesn't. So he gave us a few things, and I was like, oh,
That'll do.
that'll do. But I still, obviously, I was working with my brother. My brother called the police and stuff like that, and there was a string of shoplifters. Basically, he did it to a few places. He just walked in, grabbed the stuff, and ran out. So anyway, the police came this morning, and we just told them what happened and stuff. I was like, oh well, we'll put it on kind of like a priority thing. If we find them, we'll get the van and we'll arrest them. And he was like, oh, thank you very much. So I just left the shop, just looked, and I was like, that's them over there. It's like they were in the same place. They just didn't give a shit. One of them, because there was two of them that came in, I chased one of them, but the other one nicked one of the caps. He was wearing the cap.
Shamelessly.
Get this. They still had the price tag on it. So they're in prison now. So
It's James's weekdays.
So that's what you do if you ever in that situation. Just
I didn't realise it was the responsibility of like the staff to sort of chase.
It's not, but it's
nothing else to do.
The thing is, if it was like a big multi-corporation shop, I wouldn't have bothered. But it's my brother and my dad's shop.
Oh right, so it's quite like a sort of
it's kind of like you're stealing from me, you know. So
that makes sense. Yeah.
So it's a bit different. Yeah, I should explain that. Don't chase after burglars. Don't do what I did, because you don't know what these people are like. You know, they could have anything in them. But yeah. Anyway, that was my story.
Bad advice, James. Don't give up. Chase every burglary you can.
Chase your dreams. Like I chase burglars.
So what we do like Instagram questions before you come on, and we didn't get a great deal of them, but we have got a few. So at Stitch Redman, big shout out to Rich, says, with South Shields being the home of many musical talents over the years, you being some of the latest, who are some of the other sign dancers around the music scene at the moment?
Well, I feel like Patrick Gosling, you can't not mention Patrick, because we supported him the other day here.
Oh, is it?
And he's from Shields.
I've never heard of his stuff. I'm gonna have to give it.
There's another one whose name I've seen everywhere.
Yeah.
In
is it like a band? Is it like
yeah,
he's got a band?
Yeah. I think. I mean, obviously, Patrick is his name. He's sort of. It's a bit like Sam Fender. He's got his band, but it is like, sort of. I don't know if he writes everything or if it's a collaborative effort. But
he writes the bass of the song, and then like the other musicians just kind of like riff their own little part. That's usually how it is, to be fair.
But yeah, he's from South Shields, so I guess there's that.
You have to give him a list.
Most Shields bands are sort of cover bands.
Cover.
There's not really
Big
many
scene,
originals these days.
Not that we know of, at least.
I feel like we've got to shout Martin out.
Martin.
Because Martin produced sort of all of the songs that we've got recorded. He's got like a studio in Shields, and it's like really affordable and like great for.
What's the studio called?
It's called Harbour Master Studios.
I've heard of that as well.
Yeah.
There's all these names come to us. I see them all over on like social media, but like when people actually mention them, oh, alright.
Yeah. And Martin's in a few bands, and at the minute he's trying to sort of revitalise the sort of music scene in South Tyneside, because it used to be, well, I say it used to be, we wouldn't have known it when it used to be mint, but apparently like especially South Shields used to be like a really big place for music. Like Jimi Hendrix played in Shields.
Yeah. Well, North Shields, in terms of pubs, used to have the large, like the most pubs in like within a certain square mile than anywhere else in the country. It was like it was basically just it was like it was pub, shop, pub, just like. But I say it used to be a port, so like you used to get people all over the world coming down, and
Now it's full of pizza shops and carpet shops.
Yeah, that's how things change.
Yeah. Apparently the nightlife used to be great in Shields, but now everyone that we know from Shields goes to Newcastle or Sunderland for nights out, because it's just dead in Shields, really. Yeah. But at Martin's really trying to get something going, and
it's good to see.
We're trying to get involved if we can, like in terms of original.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of cover stuff going on, but
yeah, it's the same with everything, though, isn't it?
That's the thing. That was what we were talking about before I pressed the play button. It's kind of, you get a lot of pubs, and pubs, their clientele wants to listen to songs that they know and enjoy, and it's just like, it's just the way it is, really, innit? It's unfortunate.
Especially like since COVID, I think they can't afford to take many risks and have stuff that isn't going to be really successful on on a Saturday night. You need to bring in a lot of money.
They need consistency, and the consistency is constantly having different cover bands on. Because I mean, I'd love to go and see like an originals band at a local pub, but I'm probably a few of many.
I feel like people only go out these days when the like every once in a while because of sort of the cost of living, and most people when they go out they want to see songs that they know and that they can sing along to, which obviously is the hard thing for originals, but
well, I mean, it's alright for you because you
we do a bit of covers here and there as well.
That's the trick in it, really. You get yourself like you focus on your originals, but you also specific covers, because you'd be surprised how easy it is to get your name out there as well when you're playing every single week at different pubs and stuff like that, and all their pages are kind of advertising you. And I say, like, you shove like one original song in there, that's not going to harm anyone, is it?
Yeah.
Well, the other day when we played Cheers Bar, sort of down.
Oh my god, you didn't, did you?
I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was.
You know what? There's the pubs down there are absolutely mental, like down Hendon way. But they're really like the rough, rough and ready. But they're not like
sort of like cult following pubs. I feel like there's always people in them.
There's a place called the Clarendon. That we set up. We've played there a few times. I haven't played there in a while, actually. But it's just like you start. It's like on a Sunday, and it starts at 5 o'clock. It's like a 5 o'clock start, and it's like it's dead. There's no one there, and we're like, oh shit, this is good. And like you kind of the owners kind of can see like when the bands are like worrying, saying because there's not really any. It's not very accessible. It's kind of like you've got to get a bus up there. And they're like, they just go, don't worry, lads, the bus comes at 5:02. It's like, all right. Bus. Anyway, 5:02 hits. There's a bus just outside, and it's like packed full of people, and the place is absolutely rammed. Just people come all at once.
That's sort of what happened.
Yeah.
It's probably the same people. It's also Hendon. It's like you get some like salt of the earth kind of pubs, you know. Like I've never had any bother in there.
The Welcome Tavern. I don't know.
The Welcome Tavern's good. In the summer, you play outside in the little marquee bit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. We haven't played in the summer.
I didn't know they had a marquee.
Yeah. It's like a little. It's like a tent thing that they have that you just in on the summertime. I think they built it specifically like during COVID and stuff, so they could still, but they've just kept it.
Put them on, yeah. Yeah, when we were talking to the people at the Welcome Tavern, they say that they get people from like all over coming down on a Sunday just to see cover bands at the Welcome Tavern.
It's good. Like I've played there a few times. It's David Linus actually. He's the one who
his son does a lot of gigs, doesn't he?
Yeah, Dave Linus. Same name. It's easy.
Yeah. What about the other guys? Do you know any other like original bands local to yourself, or have you grown up with anyone who's also in the original scene? Or
No, not really. All
Not really.
we've known is just like the famous cover bands around here, like what are they, like Revelino? That's like
Four Reed Men.
yeah, them are like the main ones. It's not really an original scene there.
yeah,
Martin always tells her like the old tales of when he was younger, and like it was sort of there was original bands everywhere, and I think he's in a band called the Railway Club, but they don't really play very much. And
No.
I think there's Amateur Ornithologist or something. He's an original
Never heard that one.
musician. He's friends with Martin.
Oh, that I feel like I remember mentioning that.
Yeah. I feel like there's really not that many. I think, have you heard of Idle Hands?
I've heard of Idle
I think
Hands,
a few of them are from Shields. I
Oh,
don't know if
nice.
all of them are from Shields, but
That's usually like the best ever alt rock band out of South Shields.
yeah, let's say that.
Should rename yourself. No, don't.
there's a couple more questions we got. We got at Lord_Love_the_cats.
It's the wife.
His wife. 2 questions. Have you got a favourite video game theme / soundtrack?
I feel like Dan's the best person. to
Yeah.
ask.
Well, a few weeks ago, I took him through the entire Skyrim soundtrack. The whole, 2 hours long, explaining why each song was good from it. So I probably... quite drunk, but
Yeah,
the Skyrim soundtrack's pretty good.
I'd probably say Minecraft.
Minecraft.
It's just really
Minecraft's
repetitive.
It's just nostalgia for me.
It's good.
Wait, what else? There's something that's like that I know. Oh wait.
Tell you what, I don't know if you... Right, mate. My favourite soundtrack. So have you ever played Battlefield before?
Oh, yeah.
Dun 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 dun
Oh,
dun
yeah.
dun 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 dun. Oh god, I don't have a voice. But anyway, it goes like that.
COD Zombies, like anything from
Yeah.
Call of
Oh,
Duty
yeah,
Zombies.
they have a
that
good
was
soundtrack, yeah.
What was that?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played COD Zombies.
You know what?
Oh,
No,
it's amazing.
That's
honestly,
all we used to do.
one of my favourite games was Modern Warfare, but that's that's going back now, isn't it? Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the second one, but the first one was like
I think World at War was my favourite one.
World at War.
I think it was like it went Modern Warfare.
That's when the
then it
first Zombies came out, wasn't it?
really
Yeah.
good. Well, Nazi zombies then, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Now it's just zombies.
Yeah.
Because they defended the Nazis.
Oh, I remember Call of Duty 2. It wasn't multiplayer or anything, but it was you had it was
Call
like
of Duty 2 was mint. You were in the trenches. You had smoke bombs that looked like smoke instead of this though it's just faded air. Now it was
Yeah.
like hiding there, you crawl and knife everywhere.
Because it's like you were the Russians and you're kind of charging against the Germans. Anyway, that's nostalgia for me. Like,
Yeah, well, I feel like in
Medal of Honor was a good one.
Oh, yeah,
Medal
Medal of
of
Honor.
Time.
was that the first one or the
Medal of Honor was like
It's like
Medal of Honor was Call of Duty before.
before?
before?
Call
Yeah,
of Duty?
honestly, Medal of Honor Allied Assault. That was just for the PC, but it was one of the best online games. It was like the OG, but it was funny though because this is when most internets was 56k, dial up.
Yeah.
So you'd click the button and it would 2 seconds later it would shoot. So you had to you had to click the button, then go like that to shoot, and then there was a knack to it. I used to love that game. Anyway,
do you guys have a mascot for your band? If so, what is it? If not, what would it be?
Mascot. We did have that skull thing.
I would hardly call that a mascot.
No, I would.
Where did that come from?
Well,
Was that Westall
we
Rugby?
played at
Yeah.
Westall Rugby Club next to where we live, and we're
Me
going
and Dan
through-
had to. Was it me and you?
Yeah, I think
We sort of had to get the PA system that they had out of this shed.
It was in some like shed. And
clearly hadn't been touched in years.
And there was just this like paper mache like tombstone with like this like polystyrene skull on it with glowing
like flashing eyes, and we said
and we were like,
we brought it to the
ours.
next few gigs and sort of put it at the front. And
Yeah.
I did similar, to be fair. I've got a covers band called The Phase, and we did a sports club in October, and they had the Halloween decorations. And we were putting with speakers up, and we knocked one of these crows off, and we've kind of just kept the crow. We've called it Jerry. And he sits in the case everywhere he goes, sits on top of the speaker. And we're back there in July, hoping they don't take him back off work. Love Jerry.
So we had was it hippo? It was a stupid thing. I don't even know where it came from. It was just like a little toy hippo. And Ross, our drummer, he's just
Hungry hippo.
He's just put it on the.
I've seen a lot of drummers put it on like the top of the drum kit.
Specifically a hippo or just?
Oh, not necessarily, but I feel like I've seen like the Muppets on people's drum kits before.
No, it's
Whatever.
drummers there. So.
And final question before we go to part 3. At Esther McRae asks,
That's his girlfriend.
That's his
well,
bird.
she wants to know when this new song's coming out.
Well,
That's a good transition.
I thought that wasn't that the third part we're going to talk about.
It was, but that was also a question.
Oh, okay then. Fair
So I'm
enough.
I have
Funny,
a few
yeah.
questions.
Fire away.
we've got a new song coming out on the 19th of May called Stolen.
It's my birthday.
That's the same date as our first headline show at the Independent. Buy tickets if you haven't already.
We'll talk about it more in the third part.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
if it wasn't my birthday and I wasn't in Poland, I probably would have came.
When's it? 19th.
Yeah.
Oh. So basically, guys, go stream the track that came out on Friday.
Oh, so was this on? You know what? If you so is this supposed to be coming out on the 23rd?
Third.
Can we not put this like?
Depends what we mentioned in Frankie and the Heartstrings and whether that needs to be put in the same week.
Well, I tell you what. Can we switch it around?
Depends. You're the one editing it. As
The
long
reason
as
is
there's
because
nothing on.
I'm supposed to be doing it. This could be like a spoiler. I'm supposed to write like help with the Chat GPT, like an artificial.
You're not done that yet, James.
I haven't done it yet. I haven't had time. And if you see me voice, in fact, to be fair, it'll probably talk a bit like sound like a
There you
robot.
go, that's what you need.
There we go. I am a robot.
We'll see you in part 3.
Yeah, fucking hell, hang on.
Press the button.
I got it. Oh shit! Honestly, yeah, I've been. Oh.
Oh, good segue. Part 3 is
What? Sort of uninstalled it. That was
the
it.
greatest game ever.
A few of my friends have re-downloaded it recently. Like,
Yeah.
Who?
You stay in there. Get in there, fucking dick. Anyway, welcome back to the show. Yes, I have been recording all this
It
stuff.
was only a 2 out of 3 star, James.
Was it 2? Well, how'd you get a 3-star?
You just got to keep catching them till you find the right one. Got to catch them all.
Yeah, you do.
Don't want to spoil
Well,
the game for you.
If they keep respawning, then isn't that like an impossible mission?
Yeah. Like, so I've got only these are like perfect 3 stars.
You scratted them.
you can the rest. Yeah.
So what's the star mean then?
Oh, so it's like how good they are. So like he's got
But do you
strong
not-
attack, strong defense.
But the thing is, do they ever battle each other?
yeah.
Do they?
Yeah. I mean, actually do like little battles. When Scott comes back and he has his American Pokemon, we go in little battles together and just sort of,
Oh,
like,
right.
you can only catch Tauros in America for some reason, so Scott brings them back and I trade them for
he's
the
finished.
Mr. Mines he gets in
that's
England.
clever. I think I'm too late to the
Oh,
party,
I'm
to be fair.
in with it. So I did a music video for one of my songs called Missing You Tonight, I think was the one. And James does the videography for us. And it's essentially the story of the music video is you're with this lass and just it's not going well.
So you play
and then
Pokemon Go.
well, and then it like splits scenes to when she's with someone else and it's going well. It's like all doing the same
That's
things.
why it's not going well, because he's too busy playing Pokemon Go.
There's a scene where we're walking down the stairs and we're just like he's just like just pretend like you're arguing, so we're like looking like we're arguing but we don't know what to talk about. And I was like, I don't know, what's your favourite starter Pokemon? And she's like, Pikachu. And I was like, Pikachu's not a starter Pokemon. And she was like, no, Pikachu is a starter. No, Pikachu
So it ended
was
up
selected at the
becoming-
start. And if you watch the music video at some point, you see me going, there's Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle. Pikachu is not a starter Pokemon.
It was great footage because they were actually arguing, even though they were supposed to be, so it was quite like real emotions. Should have said like, oh yeah, my favourite's Bulbasaur.
It is. I mean, I saw top one today doing the gardening, grass types and all that.
I was always a squirtle, me.
Of course you were.
I loved a squirrel. I love a good squirrel.
So part 3.
Yeah.
So where we asked, what's your favourite Pokemon? No, so yeah, obviously you've got a song coming out 19th of May. It may or may not have been released.
Yeah.
Have we decided what you're doing with that, James?
I don't know. I might message Frankie. He's not gonna bloody mind, is he? Did we even tell him what time? Did we? I might message Frankie. Frankie'll not mind because Frankie's nice. So he's like he'd rather us promote the younguns bands. We'll do that. We'll switch. We'll do the old switcheroo.
Right. Okay. So to clarify, then, this episode will be coming out on.
Just because you'll benefit more, won't you? Like for
I guess,
for,
yeah,
for
yeah,
promoting. If you've got a single and a headline show, you're gonna want to do that.
So this episode's out on the 16th of May now, which is 2 weeks from today. Is there anywhere to pre-save so that people do you do the pre-save things?
Well,
It's just there?
by the time this comes out, there will be. We haven't announced it yet, but yeah, it'll be either on the story in the post announcing it on Facebook and Twitter,
Yeah.
or in the link tree in our bio.
Well, if you send us the link to any pre-saves, and when we advertise, obviously the podcast coming out, we'll put the pre-save out as well. I'm just kind of give it that extra plug.
Yeah.
Are you sure Frankie's comes up? Because what's the date today? Because I'm sure Frankie's is supposed to be next week. Because I don't think I've got another podcast.
Could it be?
Yeah, because I don't think there's not another podcast to edit.
Watch out. Could be.
So Frankie's will be
Because we've had 2 cancellations, haven't we?
yeah. So that's why.
Okay, take it back, guys.
So that we are on track to be So it will be released on the 16th.
Brilliant.
There we go. Frankie's will be next week. So everybody wins.
Oh, happy days.
Yeah, there we go. Look at
So
that.
just going all the way back there, because I don't have a great memory. What song is coming out on the 19th?
It's a song that we've played at pretty much all our original gigs since we've been doing that.
Kicking your foot.
Which up until recently didn't have a name, but it's called Stolen.
Stolen.
Stalling or I'm thinking stolen because of
He's got he's on his mind.
theft on the mind.
Yeah, a
next
stalling.
You're stalling, like
Yeah. I guess it's about sort of being in an awkward position and stalling for time.
yeah.
That's sort
that's
of where
cool.
it came from. And the verse and the chorus are in different tempos, and someone mentioned it
Sounds like it's stolen.
sounding like changing gear and
Yeah,
stalling.
there's a specific word for that. I can't remember what it was, but it's like
Creative.
where it's well, yeah, but no, there's a specific. It's kind of like your like the music matches the actual theme. So like for example, like like Hallelujah, it goes that. And the major fifth,
Yeah.
and that's like kind of like
The minor fall and the major.
and so kind of like it falls and it goes. Yeah, can't remember what it's called though, so I don't even know why I mentioned it. But anyway, that's
But that's what it is.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
So it's like you're stalling. It's like yeah, that's, yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So with this one going down really well at the original gigs, would you say this single that's coming out is the best received?
I would
you've
probably
got so
say
Yeah,
far?
It's
probably.
pretty well
I would definitely say that.
That's good, because you get a lot of people put like a really good one out first, and then you just see it go down.
I think that's what we didn't want to do. We
Kind of build
sort
up.
of wanted to save this one at least till like a little bit into
A bit of a
releasing
fan base
stuff.
growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, they do say at least make like your most favourite song. Don't release that first. Release it like second or third, because you're gonna grow that audience, and you want as much people as possible to listen to like the song that you like the most. That's the mistake I made anyway. I've released my favourite
I don't
song.
think I've liked any of mine yet.
Yeah, you've only released like 20 or something.
I know.
That's the thing.
Most successful. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, we do like a selection of songs, and in a few months' time, we'll hate them.
Yeah.
We'll literally have a song written about
Yeah.
How
that
much you hate the
feeling.
song.
There's nothing better than the honeymoon phase, though. You know, when you write a song, you're like,
Oh, yeah,
this
yeah.
this song is gonna get me
This is
fucking
the best
Brit
thing
Award.
we've ever
I
done.
never.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, play that song. Ah, shite. Don't like it. It was.
Because you're playing it non-stop, and then you like, especially if you're doing like videos and stuff like that, it's just you're on repeat constantly, and you do get it's like
It loses its spark.
yeah, you just
Yeah.
you get it's got like fatigue in it. Although like honestly, you do sometimes you go back to them after like months of just forgetting about them. You go, actually no, that was actually a good song.
Yeah, I
So
think
it does-
I
it
think
does-
it's just sort of desensitizing yourself to
Yeah.
to the spark, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Exactly it.
Because it usually is the case of if you don't listen to it for a while and then you come back to it, you're like, you feel the same way that you.
Because you think there's a reason why you released it, because you liked it first, and then when you think actually it's not very good, but then no, it's just peaks and troughs, I think is the term to use. Is it?
I don't know. I think you just made that up.
I think it is. Yeah, I usually do.
Yeah. But shows as well that are coming out. Have you got any headlines in mind, or is it all support slots?
We're headline on the 19th.
Is that like a release gig that you're doing?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it hasn't been announced as that because, like I say, we haven't announced the single yet, but that's sort of.
I'm sure you will 3 days beforehand. Bad promo if not.
So yeah, that's sort of. I mean, it's just sort of the biggest gig, so I feel like we needed something to come along with it, and
Yeah, it makes sense.
we were gonna originally get like some merch, but I don't know if that's gonna end up happening. But by
It's always worth it. Just get something like small, like key rings and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I was thinking of making like a little zine to sort of hand out with like lyrics in and stuff.
Yeah.
and
It's a
pictures.
clever idea.
I feel like, well, the job that I work outside of doing the band, sort of the shop that we're in's just had to close, and because everything, like overheads are really expensive at the
Yeah.
minute. But Katie, who's the boss's wife, is an artist, and she made like a little zine, and it was really like sort of like
cool.
a nice little memory thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like people can throw them away if they want, but some people might take them and keep them. A nice little memento for the
Yeah,
gig.
it's cool. I always
Good
keep
idea.
little memorabilia like that. I've got my little studio. I put loads of little stuff on the
Yeah.
wall. So,
I did Little Buildings this year, and it was my first sellout gig. And they've got their own Little Buildings merch. So I got the Little Buildings shirt to come back on with the encore, and then I got the crowd to sign it. So I've got that up in my room. It's like the first sellout kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always cool to have like little memorabilia from gigs and stuff,
I think
especially like name gigs.
Yeah, like unique selling points, like sort of to make people remember. Like Patrick Gosling, when we played in the ISIS on Friday, they were handing out like bubble things, and everyone was blowing
Oh, yeah.
bubbles.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, that's cool.
I've never seen that. It probably has been done before,
Yeah.
but I've never seen it being done before myself.
That's canny.
it's a good idea. I like looking at other people's ideas and thinking, oh, I could do that.
Yeah, steal
Yeah.
them.
And there's a podcast.
We were the first originals music podcast in the Northeast, and now there's quite a few of them. After seeing how well this took off, a lot of them have kind of like, but it's not like they do like, oh, that podcast is good, we'll do this, like a similar thing. It's like word for word, day for day. Oh, this is what they do. Well, we'll do that. Oh, well, they do pub table sessions. Well, we'll do that, and we'll release a song on
And they'll
Sunday.
take the
and
exact same segments. And
the exact same stuff, and it's like,
That's fine. We just carry
We
on
go
and
first.
we do what we do. We're just it's fine.
it's fun to have a bit aside, but
Yeah.
it's good to see that obviously the music scene's pushing up from podcasts.
It's bringing people up.
Yeah.
Everyone's
All on the same boat,
yeah, exactly.
but we're the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you got any other like gigs or anything in line to come out, as well as obviously what you've announced, or anything you don't want to announce that you're like, shh?
There's a few. We've got 2 more headline gigs that haven't been announced, and I still don't think will have been announced
Cool,
by the
that's
time this comes out. Both of them are in Newcastle actually, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm like legally not allowed to talk about them, but we're playing Bob X in late July.
I love the fact that Ed Sheeran's in court for like doing all these copyright song kind of stuff, and I just imagine him walking out of this big court case and you guys walking in. So you released your gig information 2 weeks early, did you?
Yeah, I know. I can't imagine it being that much of a problem.
Headline news.
I think we're announcing that one like the day after the independent one anyway. So
Yeah.
if people see
Hopefully.
this a little bit before,
I'll be intrigued.
Yeah. Well, whenever you're ready to release something, let us know. And a few weeks beforehand, let us know, and we'll add it on the gig guide, and we'll just give it that kind of extra push.
nice one, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've got the other round of that Battle of the Bands that we were talking about earlier. I can't remember if that was on camera or not, but
Oh, I can't remember.
I think so.
It might have been.
Yeah.
I just press record and see what happens, but like I forget what actually gets captured and what doesn't. But
Yeah.
That's
Not
sort
that
of-
Ekins.
yeah, I don't know.
that's the end of June, 30th of June at Downcast Studios.
So is that like a semi-final thing? Is it, or is it like a final?
I don't think it's the final. It might be the semi-final.
Surely it's
We haven't really had that much information about it.
Tell you what, it's a lot of money. I mean, how many? You think how many rounds they are? How many tickets you've got to like round of tickets all your friends have to buy?
Well, the last time we did a Battle of the Bands, which was sort of our first venture into original gigs, it was about a year ago. We played at Any Volume in Stockton.
Yeah.
And the first heat, we got loads of our mates down. And then we got through, I'm assuming probably because
Yeah,
we
'cause
had
you got
loads
the-
of our mates there. And then the second round,
It's a lot
we
harder.
basically couldn't get anyone down.
Because your mate's like, well, I've already been to
Exactly.
one. Yeah,
They've seen-
I've already supported you. and like,
Yeah. So I think that might have had part in not getting through. Or maybe but the other bands were really good, so
Ah, well, yeah, it's I'll have to, you know what I feel.
Go on, those
about
words
that.
there.
It's obvious that I was just like, because people aren't gonna like pay to see the mates and then go, actually, I'm not gonna vote for you. I'm gonna vote for this other band.
yeah.
Like
exactly.
it makes no sense.
It's got to be
does it?
really good, don't you?
That's true.
So if people were to try to find you guys on social media, what do you have? What are your tags?
So I think on pretty much everything it's Camel_Island_UK.
Awesome.
The predominant social media that we use are Instagram and Facebook, but I guess we do also have Twitter,
We do.
which Dan runs.
I don't do a
know
very
if
good
you've
job
been-
of running it though.
Yeah.
Never
It's
done.
because
I've never understood Twitter. It's just
Nor have I.
you've got to tweet like 50,000 times a day to get even like a little bit of notice, and now you've got a For You page, and now you've got to pay £8 a month just to get like priority kind of visuals and
Yeah.
being seen. It's just like it's just not worth it. Well, I mean, to some people it might be worth it. I know if bands I follow, they just chat random shit, and it's fun to read. I must
Yeah.
admit, but it's like I
think I
couldn't
logged
do
on
that.
the other day, and it seems like you do that.
I do. I don't actually post any of the gig
do we actually post
announcements.
on Twitter?
I
You
don't
just,
know.
You just tweet random stuff, but it works. That's what works on Twitter. But I just like I can't post like kind of this like a random thought. Like it's just like that's what it's.
I feel like I'd filter it too much. I
Yeah,
wouldn't be able to sort of organically.
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
it.
Yeah,
It's-
that won't be culturally appropriate in 5 years' time. Let's not post that.
yeah.
I was kind of relying on you not logging onto the account.
It's quite an art form though, to be honest, just to be able to like tweet interesting things every so often. It's
Yeah.
it's not something I could ever.
I don't know how people do that. Like,
No.
Do you reckon that looks like Mary if she came to visit with?
Aye, holy shit, that
It's
does.
on this story.
Oh, it's on the story.
There's a ghost that haunts the pub. This is the most
really?
haunted pub in Sunderland.
I felt a breath on my neck when I was
Probably will, to be honest.
I didn't want to bring that up 'cause I was a bit concerned.
We did a 20th special episode in the big room next door, and
You get a Ouija board or
it turned
something.
out to be it released on Halloween, and it was mixed. It was just me and James. We were just drinking, and we was just like we did like live stream. We had a Facebook live and Instagram live, and obviously the podcast recording.
Yeah.
And my missus was sat on the stage, kind of just keeping an eye on the cameras and shouting out what comments were coming through. And we were chilling, like fucking sweating, taking our hoodie off and just chilling. And now she's like, it's fucking freezing, this is... Alright, whatever, we never took notice of it. And then the light flickered, went off at the same time that the Facebook and Instagram on two different phones had flickered and went off at the same time, came back on. The camera had a glitch. And whenever you went to where Ashley was sat, it was extremely cold.
Freezing. Just
And then the door just boom, slammed shut. And we're like...
Aye, it did, didn't it? Well, only Labyrinthine Oceans, there was like an energy orb in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Like when I was recording, I noticed, I was like, what the hell is that?
And we're not saying we believe in that kind of stuff, but everything that should happen has happened. Now there's a little angry
You should
face
do-
on my little coaster.
You should do a Ouija board.
I know, well, we've
Special.
This Halloween, do like
in fact, Ellen's
strange, isn't it?
Ellen wants to, because Ellen's like, she does like, I think she classes herself as, it's like witch metal or some pagan metal. So she's probably into that kind of stuff, and she's like, I want to do like a seance or whatever it is, like the Ouija kind of shit to try and call the spirit of Mary Ann Cotton,
Yeah.
who was, funny enough, before Harold Shipman, the most prolific serial killer in the UK.
Well, big up Mary.
Huh?
Everyone's got a record.
But you know what she
Everyone's
used to
got
do?
something.
You know what she used to do? She used to, because she was married like 9 times, and each time she got married, she made the husbands take out life insurance, and then she poisoned them with arsenic, took the insurance money. And it took 9 husbands for people to kind of cotton on, like that. Like actually, there's a why all the
It's a
husbands.
massive coincidence that they all died.
But they were just like, because
Imagine ringing up, oh, my husband died. Another one!
the thing is,
Yeah.
no one questioned it because there was no post-mortem back in the day. There was just kind of like, it must, because they were all miners and stuff, weren't they? So like, it must just be like
Something
bad,
to do with
yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's just they were just dead. Can't remember how she got caught. I think someone did actually eventually do a post-mortem and found arsenic, and they were like, hang on, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 husbands. Hang on, Mary.
Something
Mary.
Fool me once, shame on me.
Fool me 9 times.
But yeah, to you guys watching, thank you very much for tuning in. Conor Michael, James Berry, Camel Island. If you want, hold on, not yet. If you want to drop us a follow, we are Off the Stage UK on Instagram, Facebook. Email us offthestageuk@gmail.com if you have any suggestions, any acts you want us to get on the pod. Twitter, Off the Stage 2. Leave us comments and reviews and let us know what your favourite bit was, what you want us to bring in. And final question for you guys: what song are you going to perform for us next?
We're going to play our first single that we ever released, but a little acoustic spin on it.
Cool.
It's called Autopilot.
Yeah, nice one.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for coming down.
Thank you.
It's been a good little chat. Hope you enjoyed your chicken.
Yeah, I really did.
Cool.
I really did.
Yeah, we're gonna set the table up and we'll get you guys playing.
Yeah, cool.
Nice one.
See you in part 4.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You need to get a bigger podcast now with like 7 inputs.
I know. Well, actually, you can get.
Couldn't make it there on time. Got stuck waiting in the line. Mine switched off, I'm low on life.
Hi, I'm Ollie Murs, and you've been listening to Off the Stage podcast. Make sure you tune in next time.